Welcome to the definitive guide on how to become a true Sigma male. In a world obsessed with alpha dominance and beta submission, the Sigma archetype offers a powerful alternative, the lone wolf who creates his own destiny outside traditional hierarchies. I'm not here to sell you quick fixes or shallow tactics. This journey requires dedication, self-awareness, and a fundamental shift in how you view yourself and the world. Whether you're dissatisfied with your current position in life or seeking to refine your already independent nature, these principles will transform how you navigate existence. Before we begin this transformation, I need to ask you an important question. Are you ready to detach from societal expectations and truly forge your own path? If the answer is yes, then you've found the right channel. Subscribe now to join a community of like-minded individuals who are redefining masculinity on their own terms. Hit that notification bell. This content might just change the trajectory of your life. Now, let's break down the 10 essential principles that define the Sigma male mindset and lifestyle. Strategic solitude. The cornerstone of Sigma existence is the deliberate cultivation of solitude. Unlike social isolation born from fear or rejection, strategic solitude is a conscious choice that powers your independence. Sigmas understand that time alone isn't emptiness. It's a productive space where clarity emerges, creativity flourishes, and true strengths develop. This isn't about becoming a hermit. It's about recognizing when social connections serve you and when they drain your potential. In practice, start by scheduling regular periods of complete solitude. No phone, no social media, just you and your thoughts. Begin with 2 hours, weekly, and gradually expand. Use this time for reflection, planning, or pursuing personal interests without external influence. Many successful Sigmas maintain a social energy budget, carefully allocating their interpersonal resources only to exchanges that provide value. They're comfortable dining alone, traveling solo, and pursuing interests without seeking validation or company. Remember, your capacity to be content and productive in solitude directly correlates with your power as a Sigma. When you no longer fear being alone, you remove one of society's most powerful levers of control over your behavior. Mastering self-discipline. Sigmas operate by internal principles rather than external pressures. Without a hierarchical structure imposing discipline, you must become your own commanding officer. Self-discipline for the Sigma male isn't about rigid schedules or arbitrary rules. It's about establishing systems that align with your unique objectives. This principle extends beyond basic habits into a lifestyle where you consistently choose long-term benefit over immediate gratification. The practical approach begins with identifying your personal definition of excellence in key areas: physical health, skills development, financial growth, and mental clarity. Establish non-negotiable daily practices that move you forward in each domain. Effective Sigmas use progressive systems rather than willpower alone. They create environments that eliminate temptation rather than constantly fighting it. They track performance objectively and adjust methods based on results, not emotions. The true test of Sigma self-discipline is consistency without supervision. Anyone can perform when watched. The Sigma maintains his standards even when no one would know the difference. Emotional intelligence as power. The conventional portrayal of masculine power often emphasizes stoicism to the point of emotional suppression. The Sigma male takes a fundamentally different approach, treating emotions as data rather than weaknesses to be hidden. Emotional intelligence for a Sigma isn't about people-pleasing or excessive empathy. It's about developing an acute awareness of both your emotional landscape and the emotional currents around you. This awareness becomes a tactical advantage in every interaction. In practice, start by conducting regular emotional audits. Identify your emotional triggers, patterns of reaction and the underlying needs these emotions signal. A Sigma recognizes that anger often masks fear, envy reveals personal insecurities, and excessive excitement can lead to poor decision-making. The emotionally intelligent Sigma cultivates the ability to experience emotions fully without being controlled by them. He can feel anger without acting rashly, experience desire without becoming desperate, and face disappointment without spiraling into despair. This principle extends to reading others with precision. By observing micro-expressions, tone shifts, and behavioral inconsistencies, Sigmas gain insights that others miss. They don't manipulate these insights. Manipulation reveals insecurity, but they use this understanding to navigate social waters efficiently. Remember, true emotional mastery isn't the absence of feelings, it's the ability to process them productively without letting them dictate your actions. Financial independence, the Sigma approach to finances, differs markedly from both the status-seeking alpha and the security-focused beta. For the Sigma male, money isn't about impressing others or fitting into consumer culture, it's purely about freedom. Financial independence in the Sigma context means creating income streams that don't require permission, validation, or constant supervision from others. This might take the form of entrepreneurship, remote specialized work, investment income, or a combination of approaches that minimize dependency on any single source. The practical path begins with a ruthless audit of your relationship with money. Examine whether your spending habits reflect your own values or merely mirror social expectations. Most men unconsciously use purchases to signal status. The Sigma redirects these resources toward genuine independence. Effective Sigmas maintain low overhead costs relative to their income, creating substantial margin for investment and opportunity. They prioritize assets that generate passive income over depreciating status symbols. They develop specialized, portable skills that command premium compensation regardless of location or corporate hierarchy. The true measure of financial independence isn't wealth display, but optionality. The ability to walk away from any situation that compromises your principles without financial fear. When your survival doesn't depend on pleasing any particular person or institution, authentic behavior becomes possible. Physical excellence. The Sigma approach to physical development transcends both vanity and neglect. Your body is neither a billboard for social approval nor an inconvenience to be minimally maintained. It's the primary vehicle through which you experience and impact the world. Physical excellence for a Sigma isn't defined by magazine aesthetics or performance metrics. It's about developing a body that serves your specific mission with optimal functionality, endurance, and resilience. This principle encompasses strength, mobility, energy management, and physiological self-awareness. In practice, reject cookie-cutter fitness programs in favor of a personalized regimen that addresses your unique limitations and advantages. Sigmas train for capability rather than appearance, though impressive aesthetics often emerge as a byproduct of performance-focused training. Effective Sigmas view nutrition as programming rather than pleasure or restriction. They learn their body's specific responses to different nutritional approaches and optimize accordingly. They prioritize sleep quality as a performance enhancer rather than something to minimize. The physically developed Sigma cultivates presence that commands respect without demanding attention. His movements are economical and purposeful. He occupies space confidently, but never excessively. This physical confidence eliminates the need for verbal or material status displays. Remember, physical excellence isn't about becoming the most impressive specimen in any room. It's about ensuring your body enhances rather than limits your ability to execute your chosen mission. The art of minimal communication. The average man speaks to fill silence, secure approval, or alleviate his own discomfort. The Sigma communicates solely to achieve specific outcomes, treating words as valuable currency to be spent judiciously. Minimal communication for a Sigma isn't about being antisocial or mysteriously silent. It's about increasing the signal-to-noise ratio in your verbal and written exchanges. Every unnecessary word dilutes your message and reveals a lack of clarity in thinking. In practice, before speaking, mentally filter your communication through 3 questions. Is this necessary? Is this true? Does this advance my purpose? This habit alone eliminates 80% of what most men say, instantly increasing the weight of your remaining words. Effective Sigmas master the deliberate pause. When others would rush to fill conversational gaps, the Sigma remains comfortable in silence, creating space for others to reveal themselves. They speak in statements rather than seeking validation through questions or qualifiers. They eliminate filler words, hedging language, and unnecessary apologies. The minimalist communicator understands that attention, not agreement, is the scarce resource in modern interaction. By speaking less frequently, but with more substance, the Sigma naturally commands the focused attention that others desperately seek through volume and performance. Creating your own path. Society presents predetermined roads to success and fulfillment that supposedly apply to all men. The Sigma recognizes these standardized paths as systems designed for predictable outcomes rather than individual excellence. Creating your own path doesn't mean reflexively rejecting conventional wisdom. It means subjecting every should to rigorous examination against your unique capabilities, preferences, and objectives. The Sigma neither conforms out of fear nor rebels out of spite. He evaluates options based solely on their merit for his specific situation. In practice, conduct a comprehensive inventory of the assumptions guiding your major life decisions. Question whether your definition of success, timeline expectations, and chosen methods actually originated from your own analysis or were absorbed from family, media, or peer pressure. Effective Sigmas develop what I call strategic indifference, the ability to remain completely unmoved by social currents that don't serve their objectives. They can acknowledge trends without feeling compelled to participate. They can appreciate others' paths without questioning their own. The path creator understands that authentic differentiation comes not from outward rebellion, but from inner clarity. When you operate from carefully considered personal principles rather than reactive positioning, your path naturally diverges from the standard routes in subtle but profound ways. Remember, creating your own path isn't about being different for difference's sake. It's about designing a life optimized for your specific nature rather than accepting systems designed for the average. Mental fortitude. In an era where victimhood is often rewarded and comfort prioritized, the Sigma cultivates the increasingly rare quality of mental toughness, the ability to maintain effectiveness under adverse conditions without external support. Mental fortitude for a Sigma isn't about toxic stoicism or emotional suppression. It's about developing psychological resilience that allows you to process difficulties productively rather than being diminished by them. This principle encompasses stress management, adversity response, and cognitive discipline. In practice, deliberately expose yourself to calculated discomfort that builds tolerance without causing damage. Cold exposure, fasting, difficult physical challenges, and voluntary simplicity all serve to expand your comfort with discomfort, the foundation of mental toughness. Effective Sigmas practice what psychologists call adversity reframing, the ability to immediately search for advantage in unfortunate circumstances. They maintain perspective during acute stress by connecting to bigger picture purposes. They develop mental compartmentalization that allows focus despite emotional turbulence. The mentally fortified Sigma isn't immune to doubt, fear, or discouragement. He simply doesn't grant these states decision-making authority. He acknowledges these responses as normal neurological events while continuing to execute his predetermined principles regardless of momentary feelings. Strategic social networks. The popular conception of the Sigma as a complete loner misses a crucial nuance. While Sigmas reject social hierarchies, the most effective ones build carefully curated networks based on mutual value rather than proximity or status. Strategic networking for a Sigma isn't about collecting contacts or maintaining superficial connections. It's about developing a small but powerful web of relationships with individuals who share your standards of excellence and complement your capabilities. This principle transcends both lone wolf isolation and desperate people-pleasing. In practice, evaluate your current social circle against the standard of reciprocal growth. Are these connections pushing you toward excellence or mediocrity? Do they expand or limit your thinking? Most importantly, do they respect your autonomy while still providing valuable perspective? Effective Sigmas cultivate what sociologists call weak ties across diverse domains rather than investing exclusively in a single social group. They maintain connections with competent individuals in various fields, creating an information network that provides advantage without demanding conformity. The strategic networker understands that true Sigma status doesn't mean having no relationships. It means having relationships characterized by mutual respect and value rather than dependency or hierarchy. These connections are maintained through genuine contribution rather than social performance. Remember, strategic isolation isn't about cutting yourself off from humanity. It's about being highly selective about who influences your thinking and commands your time. The Sigma legacy. The final principle addresses the most overlooked aspect of Sigma development, the creation of lasting impact that extends beyond your immediate experience. Without this component, the Sigma lifestyle can devolve into sophisticated selfishness rather than meaningful independence. Legacy for a Sigma isn't about recognition, statue building, or even being remembered by name. It's about contributing, something of enduring value that aligns with your authentic capabilities and insights. This principle transforms self-development from a potentially narcissistic pursuit into a vehicle for significant contribution. In practice, identify the intersection between your unique abilities and the needs of your chosen domain. The most powerful legacies emerge not from grandiose intentions, but from consistent application of uncommon skills to real problems. This might manifest as mentorship, innovation, art, business creation, or countless other forms. Effective Sigmas think intergenerationally, considering impacts decades beyond current trends. They create systems and contributions designed to outlast their active involvement. They focus on quality over quantity, depth over reach, and fundamental value over momentary relevance. The legacy-minded Sigma understands that true independence isn't freedom from responsibility. It's the freedom to choose responsibilities aligned with your highest capabilities. By directing your developed power toward contribution rather than merely personal advantage, you transform Sigma traits from a lifestyle choice into a leadership philosophy. Remember, the ultimate measure of Sigma success isn't how independently you lived, but how much value your independence created for others. This journey to becoming a Sigma male isn't just about adopting behaviors, It's about fundamentally shifting your relationship with yourself and the world. Each principle we'll explore builds upon the others, creating a comprehensive framework for authentic masculine independence. Remember that the Sigma path isn't about proving anything to others. It's about living according to your own carefully considered values and priorities, regardless of external opinions or conventional expectations. If you've connected with these initial concepts, this channel will become an invaluable resource on your path. Subscribe now to ensure you don't miss any of the upcoming chapters in this series. Each video will dive deeper into these principles with actionable strategies and real-world examples. The Sigma journey isn't easy, but nothing truly transformative ever is. I'll be your guide through this process, providing the insights and practical tools you need to develop genuine Sigma traits rather than simply mimicking the surface-level behaviors. Join our community of independent thinkers by subscribing today and take the first step toward becoming the architect of your own destiny, the true essence of the Sigma male.